Alright, welcome to Dota Tactics, Item Builds, Choices, and Progressions. This is Arcadia with a new segment, one of its kind only actually. So this is more of a guides towards newer players out there that want to play this game, and we'll talk about what items are most effective on heroes. I mean, probably not the most unique thing that I've come up with, but you know, it helps most people. So today we'll try to find the one of the best supports in the Dota scene right now. She's always been stable, and this is the Crystal Maiden. She's of course categorized as a support, and we will show you how or what items she can go for. Of course, we will have a buying guide after this, but of course we will try to find the more suited items for her. Alright, so we have starting items here. These are very much preferable, but of course you will need these other support items such as the observer wards. Actually, it's already here. So there is an edit option here. So if you want to just try to edit these things down to whatever build you want it to be, you can do that. So here you go. Just press this pencil button thing, and you can drag any of your items that you desire for any of these stages of the game. So I really think that observer wards should be at the starting items, as well as sentry wards for early counter warding. It's really the case. Animal courier, of course, and flying courier. Pretty much the standard things, but one thing you always want to have is a TP scroll in almost every hero, probably just with the exception of Nature's Prophet, but that's it really, because the TP scroll is one of the most crucial things actually in most shop building. Why? Well, let me explain this to you. If you're dying, let's see. If you are here, let's move this Crystal Maiden here. Alright, now if you're dying with two ganks from this side, and you know that you can't escape, you tried everything, you have no mana, go press your your shop button, shop hotkey, and just spam press any of these. Actually, most preferably the TP scroll, and that's why. Because you know what, the TP scroll is a very tactical item. It can go for counter ganking or ganking itself. It's a prize. So this is the reason why you always put it here in your suggested item, so that it's just there. I mean, you don't have to go somewhere else. It's automatic, right? Okay, so braziers are pretty good with her too. And of course the magic wand is very stable on any support, but if you can get those that money for it, then go ahead. All of these starting items are pretty good on Crystal Maiden, no doubt about it. Alright, I don't want to do this. Alright, okay. Now early game, you might want to buy an urn. It's a pretty good item. Oh wait, hold on. It's a pretty good item on her because that healing aspect when you get a kill is just, it's not a negligible thing. It's pretty big actually. So you can sustain pushes, you can heal your carry to maintain his farming in lane. It's a big thing, and it gives you mana regen. It gives you some raw HP that you really need. So it's an overall good item here. So what else? These are pretty standard too, but it's very situational. They're very old school, I think. So we'll add some more stuff here, preferably some of the things that are really effective on her. Force Staff, it's one of the best. In terms of boots, of course you always need boots, but which one? You do know that you can upgrade boots, but which one do you want? So Dota2 says it's face boots, but I really think that you can go for Arcane. Arcane is really good. Why? You already have a mana regen, but let me explain this again. Why Arcane Boots? Well, sometimes your teammates or yourself actually needs more mana than you think. You overestimate that aura too much. Now sometimes you really want to spam those spells and your teammates only have a limited amount of mana pool or mana regen, right? But of course your aura helps. But mana pool in general, if you have someone like a DK who doesn't have that much mana in his hands. So that's why you buy Arcane Boots. It's a really good support boots, support gear, and yeah, overall it's good. One more thing here is the power treads. It gives you a lot of versatility in terms of what you want to switch to in times of need. Of course, the agility is not the most preferable one, but you can switch from treads. You can switch from strength to intelligence every time you need that. And you know what? Crystal Maiden can make use of statistics more one way or the other. Like, it's really a big thing. So main components, I think we all almost have everything. I'm not gonna elaborate upon other things here. Actually, I am going for a situational. It's the most it's the most debatable things here, and most heated things that you can talk about upon why you pick these items. So alright, Smoke of the Seat early on is a good support item too. It's pretty good if you want to go for early ganks or early team fights in general. And you know what, Crystal Maiden is good on both aspects. Now these other things like these situational items for oh, let me see. These situational items would include some of these, the other cheap support items, and some of them are expensive as well, but they're very situational. Let's see, what else can we put here? That's pretty much it actually. Okay, so let's talk about core items. We've already talked about Magic Wand, being a survivability slash, whenever you need any of those charges, it's available to you sometimes if you don't have spells being casted, whatever. It's a bit more situational too, but pretty much a core item because you know what, most heroes in Dota use their spells, and you know what, it's gonna be big. So Blink Dagger, why? Now this is because Crystal Maiden has the Crystal Nova, and I'll show you right now.
I'll not argue.
Hold on, check. I'm not gonna save the build, it's standard. There. Now that in conjunction with your chasing ability with Blink Dagger is just insane, especially when you can set up the freezing field, which you pretty much already saw. It's just everywhere snow around this area, around you, but it's channeling. But that Blink Dagger really sets you up on where you want to position yourself. Most likely you won't be able to get it because you're going to be buying wards, you're going to be buying a lot of smokes, you're going to be buying a lot of the other support items before you buy the Blink Dagger, and it's not much of a core item in professional games. Of course, we are talking about more of the professional rather than the amateur or pub games, because in pub games you can just buy anything you want and still win. I mean, you control any other item. Of course, I still have respect for pubs, but anyway, Blink Dagger. Now, it's a very questionable item in terms of why you actually have it or want it. I think it's a semi-situational thing, but in terms of where you want to position, it's a really good item for you. But of course, this Blink Dagger is not effective without this Black King bar, because when they interrupt your freezing field, it's over for you. It's over. because that freezing field is channeling. So best of luck to you if you can actually pull that off without anyone stunning you. But it's really expensive. Blink Dagger plus a Black King bar altogether, that'll be like almost 6k. So I mean, it's something that you could get, but preferably not. You know why? Because you're gonna need these items anyway. This is geared towards newer players that really want to go into the next level, be more competitive than most. But you know, it's always going to be. There's always going to be these things, these really expensive ones. Aghanim Scepter is very self-explanatory. It can really boost your freezing field's damage. Yule Scepter, actually this Yule Scepter is more preferable because it can help your teammates, can help you set up ganks, can help your team fights, especially when you can take out one hero from your enemy team and just kill the other while he's in the air. Very useful, and that 150% mana regen will just make you spam this Crystal Nova all around. So Side of Vice, it's of course a good item on every intelligent hero, well, mostly, but you know, Hex is a big thing, but it's also a very expensive item, so I don't know if you can get it. If you can get it, great. If you can't, and somebody else like a Puck can get it for you, just buy your other support items, because you're really gonna need those much more than the Side of Vice. If you have a ton of money, I think you could buy this. This is probably the alternative for the Blink Dagger BKB thing that you can set up your freezing field for. You know, Hex is always a good thing. You have like one disable and slow. I mean, in conjunction with a Hex, it's pretty good. As well as Shiva's Guard, if you can have that money. I mean, situational. That's why it's situational. If you have a lot of money, if you can make use of it pretty well in team fights. And if nobody else got this, because it doesn't actually stack, I think, the aura slow is 25% in conjunction with your other spells here, Frostbite, Crystal Nova, Freezing Field, you know. So it's really strong. Yeah, this dust of appearance. Now, why is it situational? You're a support. You want to review heroes that are invisible sometimes, such as the bounty hunter, such as the Rikimaru, right? Dust can really help in those situations, and you know what, you're the only one who can buy it. Your carry can't buy it because he needs his other items. It's very he tends to be more item dependent, and you tend to be more item independent. That's why these are situational. If you are item dependent, you're probably gonna put this in your core items, you know. So that ends today's Crystal Maiden item build guide, and I am Arcadia. Thanks. Rate, comment, subscribe. Got some feedbacks you can tell me about improving this guide, or you can tell me what I need to improve on. So thanks for tuning in, guys. So this is item builds, choices, and progressions, one of its kind. This is Dota Tactics, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.